Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to our movie club. Today we are going to talk about the movie, the musical, The Sound of Music. Is the musical the right term, usually? Can we say so? Musical,
Yep,
yeah?
it's a musical.
Yeah. So why it's musical? Because there are the songs inside, or
Yeah, just because it incorporates singing as part of the movie itself. Yeah, it's not
Okay.
background music. It's the acting includes the singing itself. So it's a musical, but I thought it was good because the music kind of fits the story. It wasn't forced in there.
Yeah.
It had a purpose to the plot.
Okay, I see. Well, it's a old Soviet school. Really. You can distinguish Soviet movie from any others because everyone will sing and it will be like incorporated in the story. So people can have dialogue in a scene or something like this.
Right.
Okay, let's start from the story. Let's describe the story itself. Leila, could you start, please?
As Lee said before, the story is based on the real life story. Julia Andrews plays the role of Maria, and she lives in a monastery as a nun. And there is the captain, one Trapp, I think his name is George in the film.
Yeah, but could you describe a bit her? I mean, Maria like a nun. Was he a good nun or bad
She was
nun?
rebellious. No, there is this mother Abs. I called her Abs. I don't know how to read her full name. But this mother Abs understood that Maria is not a suitable person for the monastery. And then when this demand comes, Maria is given the job to look after Captain's children as he is often away and he's a widower. So the story
Do you understand? Do you understand why the captain is often away? What
because he's a
he's doing?
captain.
Yeah, but have
He
you
goes
seen
away.
what kind of captain? Navy or army or
Navy.
Navy? Wow.
Right.
Okay. But he looks like he was retired or something. No.
I'm not sure about his being retired, but I can tell that he's very strict, disciplined, and he likes controlling his children a lot. And his children aren't very happy about the situation.
Okay, let's ask Sergey. Sergey, can you describe this discipline? In captain's house. It's kind of what you had. You're muted, Sergey. Sergey, you're muted in Hangout. You're muted.
I love that part. Made me feel like I was back in the Navy.
Whistle.
Okay, when Sergey struggled with his mic, Jorgen, maybe you can describe this discipline, these whistles, all these procedures.
Yeah, when he whistle for them, they come from their rooms and they were standing in a line, strict line, and
they were kind of trained like as sailors, And what usually is it a navy? Is this whistle kind of what navy officers have?
No. Not, it may be in Austria, but not over here.
Well, there is a few like officers on the ship, and one of them in Russian it's called lotsman. I don't know is it international name or not. It's like a officer for sailors, for grants, I would say. I don't know how to say it. And he has actually a whistle in Russian Navy. So he like
we do have a whistle that it's called the bosun's whistle. And we only use it we call it pipe, to pipe someone on board that's important.
Exactly. It's what I try to say. And what was the name for this guy again? Boatsman?
We pronounce it bosun.
Bosun.
But
okay.
It looks like boatswain.
Okay. I think it's what I try to say.
It's Gerard? British. Yeah, British call it boatswain.
Okay.
Bosun.
Yeah, Gerard, please.
Something important. Maria wasn't a nun yet. She was a postulant. She was
In training.
in training, yes.
Yeah.
So the Mother Abbess, the boss of the monastery, gave her a chance to see whether she was fitted for living in a monastery, because it looked like she liked being outside, open, ongoing. So the mother gave her an opportunity go into this house.
Yeah, and actually, I did not understand correctly why she was sent to this captain house. I don't know. Can I?
Gerard just told you.
Yep. Mm.
Gerard just told you.
I mean, how they choose this exact captain? You know.
Her governess quit. His governess quit.
Yeah. So
the governess before her quit. All his governesses are quitting.
Yeah, but if I need a babysitter, who should I call to some Abbey or something? How it works?
I guess back in those days, maybe it made sense. Over here, no, but
word of mouth.
Yeah, it would be interesting. Okay, so we stop it at the captain house and his 7 children, who is, I would say, strictly disciplined. I don't know, is it correct or not? Yeah, so they are in hard hands. How we call this? Hard iron gauntlets, no? When the discipline is strong, we say it's in strong hand. Or there was another idiom, something about
we say an iron fist.
Iron fist, exactly.
But sometimes it's in a velvet glove. But it's still an iron fist.
And there was another idiom, something about like children fist or baby fist, something like this. Do you remember?
No, don't know
okay.
that one.
I will try to find. Leila, please.
And the children need affection.
Protection?
Affection, love, everything.
Yeah. So children cannot like live only with discipline, you say, right?
Yeah, and if you think that their mother died, passed away, their situation is really difficult. They can't accept any governess, and they force them to leave, to quit the job.
Yep. Okay, so let's continue with the story. So she arrived to the house, and looks like children did not like her for the first sight, I would say. So what happened after? Sergey, would you like to continue? And we don't hear you again. Okay, Vasant, would you like to continue?
Yes, once she entered the house, the children didn't like her, but later the captain went out of the town for some time. Then she decided to take the children to for an outing. Before that, they had a small get-together in her room on the first day because they were all afraid of thunderstorm. So they gathered together in her room and they had a fun chatting at that time. So they somehow get closer after that incident. Then they went out and she taught them to sing and the musical notes and everything. So they started developing the singing skills on the day, and they also impressed the captain at the end of the day when he was back to home, and he witnessed they were all singing and rowing a boat on the backyard river. He was impressed.
Yeah, so she became like a good person for them. Yes, they had some picnic, some musical training, something else, and then father went for another wife. Yeah, Sergey, would you like?
Are you hear me? Are you hear me now?
Finally, yeah.
Oh shoot. Okay, I'm ready.
Please tell us what happened after the captain, he declared that he will go to Vienna, if I'm right.
Yes, after that, Maria made some dressers and some costumes for children, and they started to go to forest, to river, and they had a picnic. They played, they discuss about things, but they spent time very, very good.
Okay.
And after that, the captain returned with a new potential wife, and she's a baroness.
Baroness, yeah.
She's a baroness with a lot of money, and they declared, "Okay, children, we are going to be to be married." Oh my God! And they have this meeting, and after that, Maria after that they have a ball for dancing. The captain saw to Maria, and he liked to Maria, and the baroness saw that. And baroness told to Maria, "Oh, Maria, you were beautiful, but I saw that the captain liked you, but it's a problem." After that, Maria went to the church for us other nouns.
So she returned to the abbey to her study.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, Abbey.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Gerard, would you like to continue?
I think we missed some things.
Please.
Before they told they're going to be married, Maria left the house because the baroness told her that the captain had feelings for her. So it was something that she did to have her out of her way. And then eventually Maria went back, but then she knew that the captain and the baroness were about to get married. I don't know how was they eventually. Okay, another story. You know the story about Rolf, the young messenger.
Yeah, interesting one.
He sent he brought the telegrams to the house, but he also liked the older daughter of the captain. And her name's Liesel, I think. The one it's supposed to be 16, but looks more than 20. Okay, so there was a moment that he kissed her, like 1 second kiss.
Yeah, so Captain in this movie look at very old-fashioned, right? He was not going to discuss anything with a woman, you know. He's just a strong guy. So probably we would not like him nowadays. Yes, but I just remember 2 words and I copied it to our chat. So one is, I don't know how to pronounce it correctly, Flibbergibbet. It was in the song of this movie, in the initial song when nuns sang. And another, Will o' the Wisp. Teacher Lee, can you teach us what does it mean? These 2 words, Flibbergibbet. I can repeat again. Okay, teacher Lee looks like away. Okay, let's. Okay, so story.
I'm sorry, I'm here. I had my mic turned off. A flibberty gibbet is just a silly word that means a silly person. Okay, they're vivacious, they're energetic, they just run around like a butterfly from flower to flower. They just can't focus. They're just so fascinated by everything. They're just like a little kid. And Will o' the Wisp is kind of like something that's very fragile, and if you blow it, it just evaporates. So you can't grab her, you can't pin her down because she's always moving. She's almost like smoke. She's just everywhere, and you can't grab her and make her stay in one place. So they're just making fun of Maria's energy and her vivaciousness or her liveliness.
Okay, so let's move on with the story. Leila, would you like to continue?
Okay, I can go on. So Maria comes back. Okay. Meanwhile, maybe we mentioned, I'm not sure, maybe I didn't catch it. Max loved the children's chorus and asked them to join a kind of competition, which is going to take place soon. The captain, as you said, nobody liked him, but I did. Decided not to at first, but then he was convinced as well, and then they started rehearsing. And what else? I don't remember the next scene.
Puppet show was fun. I like the puppet show.
You can tell us, because I didn't remember it a lot.
It was just a silly song, but initially when the captain when Maria taught the kids to sing, the captain was angry. He thought that was silly and frivolous and undisciplined and had no place in discipline in the household. So he hated, actually he kind of felt guilty. He missed his wife and he didn't want to have fun with her dead in the house, you know what I mean? So he felt joy was banned from the house because he was grieving for her. Yeah. So when they first started singing, he was angry because they were trying to be happy and he was here missing his wife and he was grieving and he was sad, even though he didn't show it.
Yeah, I remember.
But later he came to realize the kids needed joy in the house. So he started letting Maria teach them to sing. So they decided, once he started accepting their musical fun, Maria decided, let's do a puppet show.
Okay.
And so they did a puppet show, and that brought happiness back into the house. And that's when the captain realized there hasn't been happiness in this house for a long time. So this is a good thing. And that's when he started to love Maria, because she was bringing joy back into his life and his kids' lives.
Yeah.
So the puppet show was just a prop. Yeah.
This puppet show took place the night when the guests came, right?
I can't remember. Maybe not.
Me neither. And
there was a time he sang at the fireplace one time. Remember?
Yeah.
Edelweiss. They said, "Dad, I heard you can sing." No. Oh, come on. Okay. So then they learned he could sing. You know, so it all happened at different times.
Teach us, what is yodeling?
Yes, it's a fun sound. Yodeling.
Yeah. You are good at singing as well.
Do you think this way of singing belong to Austria or something?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
I think it's Switzerland. I'm not sure, but the Swiss used it a lot. It was called the Lonely Goat Herd, and it mentioned Swiss. But that area, yeah, they have a singing style called yodeling, and it's yodeling-yo. It's not really words; it's just sounds and a very energetic, lively up-down pattern.
Okay, Gerard, please teach us something about Austria. You know,
I think this place is that the yodel is called Tirol.
Mm-hmm. And it's in Austria, right?
It's in Austria, yes. It's very famous because this way of singing.
Okay, Gerard, I know you know a lot about Austria. Teach us something. What should we know about Austria?
So Arnold was born in Austria.
Yeah, it's very important. I know. So Arnold Schwarzenegger is actually not from Germany. He is from Austria.
And Hitler as well. Germans also say that. Always say that. Yeah. Hitler was not German.
So what else? What should we know about Austria?
Drink coffee.
Sorry, Sergey?
Wayne coffee.
Wayne coffee? Coffee
Yeah.
from Vienna.
Bean.
Yeah. Special way of cooking coffee. Yep. Yeah,
Yeah,
but I mean
and
more
Strauss.
extra. Sorry, Sergey, please.
And very popular composer is Strauss.
Strauss. Okay.
Waltzes. Yeah.
Yeah. Waltz and Mozart as well. No?
yes. It's very famous because it's music. A lot of composers there.
Yeah, but let's speak about geography and politics. So what's the thing between Austria and Germany?
They were about to go one only a state
Mm-hmm.
because the Nazis, that was this union was called the Third Reich or something
Reich. Yep.
Right.
like
Right.
that. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And this is happening. The action of the movie happens in 1938,
Mm-hmm.
1 year before the Second World War.
So is it a word in English, Anschluss? Can you say so?
I don't know that one.
Okay.
Yeah, it's this reunion of Austria and Germany. It's called Anschluss.
Okay.
Okay, but maybe not in English because we use it in Russian, I think.
We just call it occupation.
German.
But it wasn't. It probably was an occupation, but it was kind of reunion or something. It's hard to say because
I didn't know that. Okay.
yeah. So it's Anschluss. Sergey, can you describe for us what is Anschluss? How it's different from occupation?
Anschluss, it's not war occupation. It's agreement between Austria government and the German government. And the German government did like a hard country, and the German told to Austria, if you want to war, you will.
Okay, let me
have
summarize. So you're talking about kind of ultimatum, right? So it was an ultimatum, but it's actually Austria accepted it and joined it.
Yeah.
So no, actually, like any war action, no, actually any occupation, but it was like bullying in the countries between the countries. Usually.
But the Nazis were coming into the country though. They were putting up the Nazi flag.
Yeah, but it was after after agreement. So it was a part of Germany at that moment.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah. So Nazi made like an ultimatum to Austria, and Austria decided to accept it. So it was a forced solution, but still there is no war, no like occupation.
Okay.
Yeah, we call it Anschluss. I don't know, is it an official term or not?
So that's not So it's more of a cooperation between countries.
Yeah, it's kind of forced cooperation because Austria was like impossible to resist. So mostly, but still, actually, there is no war, no like military action. So it was an agreement.
Okay, gotcha. All right.
Okay, so and it's kind of part of our second part of our story, right? So Nazis came and they trying to get this captain for serving, to get enlisted. How to say this, teacher?
They wanted to draft or conscript.
Conscript or draft, yeah. Our captain.
In other words, they're forcing him to join.
Yeah, and it looks like he doesn't like this. Vasants, can you describe please this part?
Yes, he usually fond of his own country, Austria, and we can even see in a couple of scenes that he kept his own flag inside his house, but he tears apart the Germany flag in front of his house. So he didn't want to join their army, but one official from the German army is always pursuing him and planning to make him join the army. So he was closely following him. At some point, he was desperate and trying to escape. He was caught in the middle of escaping activity.
Yep.
Along with their family.
Yeah, and he used his children like a coverage. Sergey, would you continue? Would you like to continue?
They started. They started to go. Maybe I missed some phrases from Vasant. They started to go from Austria during the night, and but the Gauleiter saw them, and they started to describe that they go to the festival of song. Okay, and after that they went to the festival. They took part this festival. They sung some thing, and one thing, and if I understand it correctly, it's the main song of Austria, hymn.
Yeah, how we call this? How we call the like official thing of the country?
Anthem.
Anthem.
I
They
actually,
started to sing the anthem.
Yeah,
I actually read that Edelweiss was not the anthem,
okay.
but
Not
the movie liked it and used it that way.
But teacherly, I can bet that they don't speak English in Austria, you know.
Right.
And it's interesting, but am I right, Gerard, that they have own language? Austrian?
Austrian, it's a dialect of German. It's a variety.
Yes, variety, but I read that they don't always understand each other, something like this. So, and kind of apart, you know, these languages. I think, I'm not sure.
Might be a dialect. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
It's German, but sometimes it's different. But the same happen with English, you know. Some things are very difficult to understand.
Yep. So it looks like they have a big love to their country or something. So they not like citizens of the world, citizens of the Germany. It's like in Catalonia, Gerard. Am I right? Okay, so they escaped it, and the nuns helped them. And should we mention something in this part, Leila? What we should mention in the last part?
Only thing is that they left the stage in small groups in order not to make the others be aware of the fact that they were escaping. And they escaped, and the nuns, just helped them. That's all.
Yeah. And we watched this traitor, right? Austrian guy, Ralph, this former postman, right?
Yeah, the person.
Yeah. I was expecting that he will shoot the captain, but thanks God, it doesn't happen.
He had a little respect for adults.
Yeah. What else? What we forgot? Teacherly, anything?
There's a couple of subplots in here that I thought were kind of interesting. As you mentioned, Ivan, the abbess, the mother of the monastery, was trying to help Maria find happiness.
Mm-hmm.
So she pushed her off as a governess to let her see some of the world and learn about love and other ways to serve God besides being quiet and serious and not speaking. Later, they helped Maria and her family to escape. Well, they hosted her wedding. So it was a very grand wedding, and the captain was in his Navy uniform, and it was very wonderful. And they sang Maria and all this stuff. But then later, after they got married, the monastery helped them to escape. So they kind of became political, if you will, and helped them fight the Nazis. They lied to the Nazis. They sabotaged their car engines by pulling the distributor cords. So the monastery, the nuns, the abbess was trying to help Maria this whole time to find happiness and to help, the goodness of the world and to escape the Nazis later. Max initially was a brown noser. All he cared about was himself. Very selfish guy. But at the end, in the festival, he helped them escape, knowing that he would look complicit in helping them escape, and he could put himself in danger, but he had kind of become a good guy. and he was willing to put himself in danger to help them escape from the Nazis. So Max kind of changed over time a little bit and became a better guy than he was initially.
Yep.
The young kid, Rolf, initially was an Austrian, good guy, clean, well-groomed, raised well by his parents, but he succumbed later to the Nazi propaganda, and he became a traitor and became a Nazi supporter or sympathizer. So he went from good to evil, whereas Max went from selfish to unselfish or selfless. So there were a couple of subplots in there that I thought were interesting to watch.
Nope, I agree. Vasant, please.
Yeah, initially I thought when the elder girl met the messenger in private, and they had they almost proposed their love, but that guy hesitated to kiss her instantly because that was an unexpected one from a Hollywood movie, because we have seen even Harry Potter kissed instantly when he liked a girl, but this one lasted so long, and I was like, wow, he hasn't kissed her yet. He must be a good guy. I was like that. Like that.
Yeah, he was very naive, very innocent. Yeah, both of them were naive. Yeah.
Nice point. Yeah. But maybe in modern movies it's the same. Don't be pushy, because 10 years later she will wrote in her Me Too book about you, something like this. Okay, so we have a few questions in our Padlet. Thank you, Vasant, as always. So let's answer them. And guys, before class, you can put whatever you want on our Padlet, and we will answer. So what do you think of Maria's parents, and why would they abandon her? Yeah, do you know something about this? Sergey, what do you think about Maria's parents?
I don't know. Maybe they died during the First World War. I don't know.
Yeah, I agree. We know nothing about them, right?
Yeah.
And actually, because I would say that church sometimes it's not that unuseful, as Teacher Lee usually say. You see, they can take care of orphan girl, then can save someone. So like a institute of social, sometimes it's good in a tough times, I would say. Yeah. An example, in 10th century, yes, in Russia, if you were starving, you can go to the church and get your dinner, something like this. So it was like a insurance for everyone. An institute, yeah. Okay, is the telegram delivering guy, his name is Ralph, good or bad, this traitor? Jorgen, what do you think?
Bias!
Good or bad? Yeah, he's good.
Good one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's going to make a good career as a Nazi officer.
Yeah, I would say he started out good and turned out bad. Okay.
Vasant, please.
Yes, initially he behaved very politely and good, but at some point he was humiliated by the captain, in my opinion, because of the rank they had. So maybe he might have thought that I should gain a position, a designation to be a respectful person. So I think that's why he might have chosen to be part of Nazi team.
Okay, Leila, please.
I agree with Vasant. Maybe he wants to prove something. He wants to say that, hey, I can do this as well.
So, Teacher Lee, please help me to remember this saying. So something like power spoil, but absolute power spoil absolutely. Is it the same?
Absolute power
Mm-hmm.
corrupts absolutely.
Corrupt substitute. Yeah. So I think the guy just like saw an opportunity to get a guy with a bigger, more opportunity, something like this. So he got some power.
Yeah, I think he's like a lot of kids these days. They want to stand alone and make their own decisions. They want to be independent. They want to be respected as an adult. And I guess as an Austrian messenger, he felt kind of humble and had no respect. But when the Nazis brought him in, suddenly he was treated like, you're an adult and you go there and you tell them what to do. And if they don't do it, you report them to us, and suddenly he felt important and respected. And that kind of subverted him over to the dark side, if you will.
Yeah, I think it can happen easily with any young man. So I remember when I got my first, what's the name for this, where you put stars on your shoulders? I forgot.
Rank or
yeah, it was a training rank or something. So not a fake one, but I immediately feel like I have a power. I'm not like gold ground. No, I'm smart one. Yeah. Okay, is appointing a governess common in your country? Jürgen, is it common in your country?
No, I don't think so.
Vasant, what about you?
No, not common. If you really want to have your child be monitored, you would choose a residential school, not a special governess to come to your home and look at your children.
Okay, Sergey, share your story, please.
Yes, it's my country. It's not a very popular decision, but my family has a government for my 2 children, and she works for us 6 years. It's a very, very good decision for us because me very often fly to the business trip, and my wife live alone.
Okay.
With two children.
Yeah. Okay. Gerard?
Nowadays, we have a thing called au pair. So it is a girl from another country that wants to learn the language, and in exchange, they live with a family and helps the family with the children. So it's something similar.
Yeah, I agree. It's what I was going to say. In my place in near Yekaterinburg, we did not have too much governance. No, but there in Moscow, where I am now, it's very normal for people to have a au pair from Philippines or something like this. So a lot of people here have, I can say it's babysitters because it's something more than just sitting. Yeah. So
it's more of a household assistant or a wife's assistant. They do whatever the wife needs. They'll wash clothes, they'll do dishes, they'll babysit the kids, just whatever, a general purpose helper.
Yeah, and I think I can tell you a funny story. So with my wife, we decided to visit opera, and we need a babysitter for one evening. So we called it just an agency with babysitters, and this agency came and they mounted webcams. I asked it why. They say you can monitor our work in real time, and it's a way to prevent any claims. So everything is recorded. So how civilization. Yeah.
I can tell you some bad stories about au pairs and babysitters over here, but I won't.
Yeah.
You can imagine, this is America. Oh, God.
Okay, next question. Interesting one, I think. If you want to appoint a governess for your children, will you consider a male? Wow. What are the qualities you would expect from him, let's say? So, Leila, would you consider a male governess or government? How we should say governess?
Governess, or we don't have a name for a man. It would be governor, but a governor is a different meaning. Men don't do that. So butler.
Butler.
I guess butler.
Okay. So, Leila, would you like to hire a butler for your children?
I haven't thought about it. I have never thought about it because I haven't met a male governess. I don't know what to say. It could be. I'm not a kind of person, who is so biased, I can say, but it depends on what kind of qualifications he has. Really.
Consider that if you've got boys versus girls, your decision might be more biased.
You're right. You're right. Okay, leave one. I am 0. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, let's ask you. So would you like to change your governess to a male one?
I don't think so. It's not.
Why? Why are you so biased?
I don't know, and I got used to for my babysitter, and she's a very very kind, very patient,
Yeah, but
very economic.
before you have
I-
chosen her, yeah, you
I don't I can't explain it, but not.
no.
Don't risk.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Clever just wrote that women are motherly. Can you say motherly? Actually?
We call it maternal instincts.
Yeah.
They are more nurturing, more caring, because that's what they do. So they make better caretakers than men. Men don't get it.
Yeah, probably it's an answer. I read one article once on the internet, and they say never, I would say, let some male watch your children. Why? Because men don't have this maternal instinct, and they can forget, that can get distracted for 5 minutes, and sometimes it's enough.
Watching the ball game.
Yeah,
I'm watching the ball game. Be quiet.
I don't know. Should we? I don't know. Trust this article, but it was there. Yeah.
Sounds like a Gillette commercial coming up.
Exactly. Okay, we run out of the questions. If you have one, it's time. If no, we go for slides.
I have one question.
Please, Joy.
I should have written in the Padlet. Would you do the same as the Captain did? So the Captain didn't like Nazis, but it looks like he showed he didn't like that. Bringing down the. I think that's what quite dangerous. I mean, everybody knew that he was against the Nazis. It was quite dangerous, and he decided to leave the country. I think too late, because he had a lot of money, the mansion. He could have sold the mansion and get some money to go to Switzerland. But I don't think he made a mistake not doing that before.
Yeah, we did not cover this topic about the money, but the captain looked like a rich man, right? A huge mansion and servants and governments and 7 kids, yeah?
Yeah, I think, Gerard, that initially he was an Austrian patriot. He wanted to stay in his country no matter what, But what happened was he got a letter from the Nazis saying, you will join our Navy. And respond immediately. And he didn't respond. And he said, they're going to make me become a Nazi, so I need to leave. And the time was so short, he didn't have time to, liquidate everything. So that's why they decided to escape that night. Because I think the next day, they were going to come pick him up and take him to his new command. So that's why they decided we've got to escape tonight. And unfortunately, Herr Zeller was waiting with a car outside, knowing that he might try to escape. So he had no choice.
I think it's a human nature. We always hope for something good, We always hope, no, it's not for me. It will be fine. I'm not going to sell my mansion yet.
Like many Jews did,
Yeah,
in Germany.
Exactly. And now they teach us, when someone tell you that he's going to kill you, like act accordingly immediately. Don't think that it's just a joke. Yeah, really, it was in some Jewish book I read. So Vasant, please, your question.
Yes, in this movie, all the actors have sung all the songs by themselves. Is that common in your movie industries?
Yeah, I understand your question. Yeah, so in Soviet Union, yes, in Soviet Union, all the movies were musical movies. We can't imagine a movie without a song, like almost like a Bollywood. Now it's different, but at that time it was so.
I think usually it's the actors singing.
Yeah, but sometimes it's dubbed by another actors, right? Just for better quality.
It may be, but I don't know of any instance.
Yeah, we have such. We have a few.
Okay.
Yeah, we have a few. Especially when we have like foreigners actors, they have an accent in Russian, so for them, sing someone else.
Okay.
Yeah, there are many famous movies like this. Yeah.
And we have a name for that. We call it lip syncing.
Yep, lip syncing. Yeah, nice. Yeah, Jürgen. So in Sweden, in the movies, do actors sing by themselves or not?
Yes, they do.
Yep. In what language?
English usually.
Usually English. Okay. So do you have movies in Sweden? No? Swedish. What's the name of your language in Sweden? How we call it? Swedish? No?
Swedish, yeah.
Swedish. Yeah. So do you shoot movies in Swedish?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. I wasn't sure. Okay, Sergey, your question, please.
Yes, I have a pair of questions about movie. Why did you choose this movie? And the questions for Teacherly: is this movie a cult for American citizens?
Yeah, a famous one, right? A well-known one.
Yes, this movie is very famous, known by all Americans, and we remember it from the good old days, from better times.
And actually, Sergey, it's the answer for your first question. So it's what we're trying to do. We're trying to learn English through the, well-known movies. So to have a common culture code. Next time, when you will speak to native speaker from America, you will have a reference the same as he does. Yeah.
Yep, you might hear somebody say, just like in The Sound of Music, and you'll say, "Oh, I know that story." Yeah.
Yeah, and Vasant answered in our chat that he searched for must-watch musical movies, and Google shows these movies at the top. If you guys like musical movies, we can add some in future. There are many interesting. Yeah, I actually like Chicago and Moulin Rouge.
Moulin Rouge.
Yeah,
I've never seen it. Okay.
Okay.
Love Story is the other one, famous. Love Story.
Love Story, yeah. Okay, so I'm going to share slides. Only by the font you can imagine who made this, not me.
Not a Russian font, huh?
Not a Russian font. Not a Russian design at all. Gerard, could you start?
Here we can see Julie Andrews. But I think she's supposed to be 20 and a bit, but she is actually almost 30.
Don't be so picky, Gerard.
Because the way at 30 years old, she should be already a nun, and she is not a nun yet. So, and the other nuns call her like a girl, so she must be younger than she looks. And she likes going outdoors, and often forgets that the time she has come back to the monastery.
Mm-hmm.
And here I think it's singing this song, "The Joy of Life" or something like this. The Sound of Music, maybe.
Yeah, Sound of Music.
And it's a nice melody, I would say, and it's a pretty distinguishable, I think, for even for my children. They went and they listened and they, Brooke Stone, I can understand this.
Yeah. The hills are alive with the sound of music.
Did you notice that almost all the songs are repeated at least once? Almost all the songs.
Yeah.
Yeah, soundtrack. Yeah. Yeah, good soundtrack. Yeah.
Okay, so we finished, right? Brooks.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And last one. Jürgen, would you like to describe this?
Yeah, they are discussing Maria, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Maria problem.
And they decide that she is not ready yet
Yeah. Can you describe their costumes or uniforms? Should we say uniform, teacher?
There's a name for that. It escapes me right now. Their habit. I think they call it a habit.
Okay.
I don't know why, but their habit. Yeah, their habits.
Okay. Nice. So they are black and white and have kind of what's this thing on the neck? How we call this thing on their neck?
Just a collar piece, I guess.
Okay. In French, it's kind of jabot or something. Am I right?
There is a word, but I don't remember.
Okay. It's funny. What about architecture, Jürgen? Have you noticed something?
Not much. The fontaine, maybe.
Yeah, fontaine. I noticed that everything in Austria, I mean, in that movie, is made of stone, and it's massive, and it's dark and gothic, and it's kind of architecture what I like.
Good. Yep. There's a statue in the background. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, let's move on. I would say, wow, this one. Leila, could you describe it?
I think she was on her way to the captain's house. She's still singing, and I love her hat. And she's walking over the bridge. I can see the great architecture just behind her, and could be the church in the middle. I'm not sure. And I can't understand her feelings by looking at her face because she's singing, I think. But she's carrying a bag, she's carrying her guitar, and she's determined. I think she's walking.
Yeah. What about architecture? Tell us something.
I like it. I can see a lot of chimneys, small ones. And what about the Gothic style of?
Yes.
Yep.
How we call it? Small cones on the roof.
The
Dome.
round part we would call a dome.
Dome.
Okay.
The pointy things we call spires.
Okay. I like this very much.
Yeah.
There are many. There is a Gothic district in Barcelona, Gerard. Right? Yeah.
Lee, what are the staff on top of the domes as small kind of?
You mean this place for the ring, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody can go there and see around or something like
Oh, that might be. I would just call it a balcony, I guess.
that.
If that's a balcony, I can't tell. But if that's a balcony, just a balcony with a handrail. This is an old style. We're only 200 years old. Our country's young, so we don't have any of this over here.
Okay, Sergey, it's for you, please.
There is a house of captain and 7 children, and the captain with the whistles, and the Maria, and the very tall doors.
Yeah.
One column, the old table with special device for Kindles, the picture.
Candle holder or something, but it's not a chandelier, as teacher Lee told me.
Yeah, candle holder, but there's no candles.
Yeah. And I noticed a very interesting moment in Maria clothes. She wears the
pantyhose or something.
Pantyhose are black. It's just translated everywhere.
I'm not an expert. I cannot answer. So you think her choose of colors for clothes it's strange, right?
Yeah.
They look kind of peasant-like, kind of poor people-like. Yeah.
Yeah, but it was common at that time to have a special suit for traveling. Do you remember when Nazis stopped them? They said, "Why you wear this, suits?" So it was really common. Sure.
Travel clothes. Yeah, a cape over to keep the dust off your clothes. Yeah.
She said in the movie that when she went to the monastery, she gave all the clothes to the poor people. These ones were the ugliest one.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah.
Yeah. She said that poor people did not want this.
Okay, agreed.
Okay, Sergey, do you remember this signals, this code with whistle? How to call the children? How to call Liz, for instance?
Each person has different whistles, and it's not sound because it's very difficult. But he created the special whistles for Maria, and Maria told her not. It's very annoyed for me, and I don't know how they lived inside the house in this black atmosphere after the wife's death.
They're children, you teach them, they don't know other opportunities, so it's the only way they know. That's all.
Yeah,
I think. But if you speak in that difference in age for children is big, yeah. So the oldest one like 16 or 17, and the young one, I think 5 or so. So at least 10 years they lived with mother, right? So without discipline, I say. Probably, yeah. So Sergey, what was the whistle in your family for you? How?
Unfortunately, I don't have the special device for whistle.
Okay.
Mobile phone.
Yeah, Vasants, would you like to describe?
Yeah, this is the place where they are having dinner and with different dishes, glasses of water. There is a candle holder and a jug, which could be water or a coffee. They are eating with spoon, and there is a flower wash. Is that a flower wash? In the middle of the table.
it might be. We call it the centerpiece. Yeah, some kind of centerpiece decoration in the middle of the table. Yeah.
And this thing, candelabra, is it pronounced this way, teacher?
Yep. Candelabra.
Candelabra, it's a stereotype in Russia for playing poker.
Is that right?
Yeah. There are a lot of jokes, like we played poker and then I hit him with candelabra.
Okay.
And piano.
And piano, yeah. Okay. Rounded wall. It's an arc, you mean, Jorgen? What?
To the left, in the opening, and the wall is rounded, I think.
Yeah, it looks very fancy, I say.
Very decorative framework. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I think behind the captain, it's kind of stove or something.
Fireplace, maybe?
Yeah. Might be. Yep. Some kind of wood burning stove or something.
Yeah, a place for smoking cigars or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, very posh, I would say. I don't have such a decoration on my summer house yet. Gerard, what is happening there?
Here we can see the Telegram Messenger and Liesel, the oldest daughter, with 16 going to 17.
Yeah.
And behind her, there is a gazebo. I think it's called a gazebo.
Gazebo, yep.
At night, and the boy has a bicycle next to a tree, and in a moment of the movie, he dares to kiss her, a very quick kiss, 1 second kiss in her mouth.
I can hear that you are not impressed by this kiss.
But at this time, kiss like this was a great deal. Nowadays, Nothing.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. Nowadays, it can be big thing again. Who knows?
No. At this age, no, it's nothing.
Okay. So,
If-
have you noticed this lamp post? It's electric.
Lamppost. Yep.
See, yeah. I would expect a candle here, but it looks electric to me.
Well, that's 1940. 1940. They got electricity now.
Okay. And bicycle, I think it's a very fancy device at that time.
Yeah, could be. Remember our bulbous bouffant. This is a gazebo. Gazebo.
Gazebo.
Okay. Nice park, I would say. Yeah. Okay. Let's go on. Wow. Jorgen, could you describe this one?
They are at the market.
Yep. Street market or open market. Also. Produce
Yeah.
Market.
Produce market, we can say if farmers are here, right?
Yeah, some we might call it a produce market because it's farm, fruits and vegetables, or an open market.
Leila, probably you say bazaar, not bazar. I think bazaar.
Bazaar.
In Turkish, we call it like this, bazaar. Yes, bazaar.
Okay. We spell it different in English. Okay.
Yeah, but sound is similar. Yeah. Okay, Jorgen, what can you see there? What fruits? Let's name the fruits.
I can see apples, oranges, bananas, onions.
Yeah, on the left I would say radishes.
Yeah.
On the right,
See?
it's an onion, leek.
Leek. Okay, might be.
Yeah, nice. What
Cherries. Okay.
cherry? Yeah, could be.
What's the green in the upper left?
Green on the upper left. Well,
Green.
it's kind of what is this? It's kind of onion, I would say.
Leek. Leek. His name is Leek.
Oh, those are leeks, the big green
Yeah.
things?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I always remember the joke that if you show a vegetable to American, he cannot recognize it.
Yeah. I don't know too many strange vegetables. Yeah.
Yeah, parsnip,
Parsnip, yeah.
another one, good one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, what about the clothes, Jorgen? Can you notice the same pattern?
Can you say?
Yeah. Have you noticed it? Something about the clothes?
I think that's from the curtains.
Yeah.
Maria called them play clothes.
Yeah.
So I think they were meant to be comfortable, loose, and you can get them dirty and they're easy to wash,
Yeah, I can remember when I was a young boy, and once my mother gave me a clothes and say it's for playing. I don't care how dirty it will be. It was probably the happiest moment in my childhood.
Go out there and just get dirty. It's okay. Roll on the ground. It's okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally okay. Yeah. Leila, please, it's for you.
The children and Maria are on the carriage or a kind of python, and she's carrying a kind of whip in her hands. Could be she's using that whip as if she were conducting in an orchestra. Yes.
How we call this? Stick or something? Teach me.
We call it a horse whip.
Wow.
It's really for whipping the horse.
Yeah, but I mean for an orchestra.
Oh, I guess a conductor's wand.
Okay, wand. Okay, another one. Yeah, good one.
Yeah.
Leila, sorry for interrupting you.
I think they're happy, and people around are just doing their own business, and the street looks so nice, cozy. I think, if I can say cozy, and a kind of shop on the right. Yeah, maybe I'm not sure, Pharmacy Lee. But I can see a florist on the left. And Gerard, Maria's clothes has changed for good.
Dressing better now, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but look at the boys. Have you noticed these shorts and supporters? Is it supporters? How we call them, teacher? This
We
strap
call them suspenders.
suspenders. Yeah.
love
For me, this is stereotypical Austrian clothes, like shorts and supporters. Yeah. Suspenders. Yeah. Sorry.
Right.
Whenever I see that, I think about Austria. Okay. Next one. Something. Let's find something. Wow, this one. Sergey, please
Ooh.
describe it.
It is a wedding inside the church, inside the abbey. I don't know. It's very rich, decorated abbey with a lot of people. I don't know who is it because I guess captain lived alone and he is not friendly.
Looks like Captain was a part of, aristocracy. He has a mansion and all those things, so probably it's a high society.
It's a strangely, it's very strangely for me because he's a part of aristocracy. He have to have the wife from aristocratic people.
But maybe he
It's
had. No, maybe he had in the past. You
not.
mean-
And, okay, and he had to have wedding with the Baroness.
Yeah.
It's not,
Yeah. So you
it's
mean
not
that
Maria.
was an unequal marriage for him? Usually, how we call it? Unequal.
Yeah.
When
Yeah.
when the wife is from high society, for instance, and the
Correct.
husband is, a docker. How we call this? Inequality.
Correct.
Okay, because
We don't have a name for it, yeah.
we have a special name. Gerard, do you know?
Not in Spanish. For different people married with for the different classes.
Oh, yeah. Sounds like this, yeah. In Russian, we have a special name, and it was what Sergey referring to. So he is an aristocratic guy, so he had to have, a wife like him.
Oh, that requirement that the royalty marry a commoner.
Yeah.
I don't know. We don't have that in America, so we don't have a word for it.
Sergey, so if you want to marry, a simple girl, just go to America.
Yeah. No kings in America.
King Queen of America.
Yeah.
Okay, and in the rich decorated abbey with a lot of seat. It is Catholic church or abbey. It's a special stairs as an altar
Yeah. Mhm.
with a
Candles,
cathedral Pope
Christ.
Christ with a white dress and
Sorry, Sergey, I'm going to interrupt you. Teacherly, if no one to escort Maria because she doesn't have father, right?
Yeah.
But usually someone escort anyway, right? That's what
You would think so. The escort usually gives away the bride.
Mhm.
Well, but in this case, she had no one, so I was kind of surprised also. But
Okay, understand.
maybe it's not a tradition in Austria. I don't know.
Okay. Sergey, sorry.
yeah, and a lot of column, a lot of there are a lot of gold column, a lot of sculpture. I don't know who is it. Maybe angels.
Yeah, probably. Gerard, how we call
And the right side.
things? Sometimes in the church there are many like small cabinets or something for saints. How we call them?
This style of architecture is called Baroque
Baroque. Okay.
Baroque. Because there is a lot of detail. A
Yeah.
lot of detail,
Yeah, so if you see like a lot of sculptures, small features, and decorations, and probably it's Baroque.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. Mhm.
And,
Okay.
and one moment. On the right side, there is a special place for very important people. I don't know what is it with the red
Yeah.
circle.
Well, it's kind of a lounge. So priest goes there and talk to the You know, usually, can you see? It's kind of a cabin, kind of like an elevator, you know, and a small cabin with a red ring on the right.
I don't know what that is. I don't know. I have no idea.
Yeah, it's like a special room, you know, for price to say aloud something, to declare.
Yeah, there's confessional booths. But those are usually just a little small room that's black.
Yeah, it's different. Yeah,
with a little window between the person and the priest. Yeah.
Yeah, it's different. It's for singing or for, you know, for declaring something.
Or maybe it's a little balcony seat for rich people, you know.
Yeah, like in opera, you know, the best
right
to watch it. Yeah.
Right. I don't know.
Okay, let's go to another one. Vasants, could you describe this one?
Yeah, this is where the Nazi soldiers are marching, and there were some their flags were hanging. And yeah, and then the family was crossing by them.
Yeah, this you know symbol, this on the flag.
Swastika.
Yes, swastika.
Swastika.
It's from India, right?
Yeah,
it's from Buddhism.
No, well, the Buddhist symbol is mirror image.
Mirror image. Okay.
It points it goes. This one's kind of going clockwise. The Buddhist symbol goes counterclockwise.
Okay.
But yeah, they look almost the same. Very strange.
Yeah, can you notice that there is a writing photo stranger on the right, in English? Yeah, pretty strange. Photo stranger on this, you know, close on this balcony, I would say. On the right, where is on the top of the soldiers? Yeah, strange. Okay, so what else? Old cars, Gothic district, I would say, old districts, stone houses. Yeah, and Nazis Martian. Okay. Okay, I think it's enough for today. Thank you very much for coming. Thank you very nice for a nice movie. So next time we will make another musical, right? Okay, this time Chicago. Boom, boom, boom. I like it.
Seriously?
Why? You are against Chicago?
I think that's enough
music. Shame. And too long movie.
Okay. Let's make a pause and we will choose something else. Okay. Thank you very much for coming. Nice conversation, and we have a very nice chat today. I am going to save it for our.
Thanks, everybody.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.